Hello, everybody. It's Janae Payne again on live or video on YouTube, discussing to you about things in history. So, the topic that I'm going to talk about this time is on the fundamentalist modernist controversy. Woohoo! Come on, get excited. So, the person that I chose to speak about when it came to controversy, actually two people that I wanted to speak about, is Adams and James Woodrow. And the class readings or video, it talked about James Woodrow and Wilson Woodrow and the elements and the controversy behind it and how it affected a lot of lives, especially in the church. So the first newspaper that I found was called Uncle of Wilson and Evolutionists, where the argument was James Woodrow, he basically was outspoken and he wanted to or organize or for people to understand what he was talking about. He was first on the side of the Presbyterian Church, preaching and telling people about God and everything. And then he thought about it. There's a theory behind it. And so he was like, evolution, is between soul and body. And they're not one and the same. And he didn't necessarily put God in between the mix. So, so the church, the assembly, the Presbyterian Assembly arose because of it, and they charged him with heresy. And that's in the first article. And this really started in 1887. And the fundamental modernist controversy started actually in the 1920s in the Presbyterian Church on the role of Christianity, authority of Scripture, death, resurrection. This is when it all really came into factor. And another newspaper that I found was Adams versus Woodrow, and it was on the conviction. Adams was feeling convicted, and he was saying, well, you might as well convict everybody if they're thinking the way that Woodrow is thinking, and the whole school should be convicted for it. But he was basically, his argument, like, that he believes in God. God is the one that did everything, and Woodrow was still on evolution and reason. And now the last one was Adams and Woodrow, and basically Woodrow was dissolved between the pastorship and people. Like, it's back and forth, and he was still on evolution and the theory. Adams, on one hand, he said, nah, I deny it. I'm not the same with Woodrow. I speak against it on the connection of evolution. And he said, I came from dust. So this was a controversy that was going back and forth. And today, now in America, there's a lot of that going on. I mean, you got Buddhist, you got Christianity, you have Catholic, you have all these different fundaments, but in most religions, it talks about God or Mary or Jesus. So there's different controversy and conflictions. And thank you.